I just want to let you know I'm a student social worker here at UK at the Counseling Center, and I'm just here to help you out if you have any problems. I'm just here to listen. Just to let you know, for confidentiality purposes, we just need to make sure if there's anything you want to harm or any person you want to harm, that I'd have to let someone know about that. But just anything else you talk about is safe here, and we can talk about anything else as long as it's not what I just mentioned. Does that sound okay? All right. So, tell me a little bit why you're here today. What brings you in?
Well, I have kind of a big decision that I have to make, and I've talked to like family and my boyfriend and friends, but I guess I just really wanted someone outside of that circle to talk to, and kind of see what they think about it, because it's kind of starting to stress me out. I am 18 weeks pregnant, and I'm gonna have a baby in April, and I'm just really deciding if I want to begin my semester next year or if I want to sit out for a semester and begin in August. I've talked to my advisor, and she gave me some options, and I had to talk to my financial aid to kind of see if it's going to affect my financial aid for if I do sit out, because I don't want that, obviously I need financial aid to go to school, so to afford school. So the issue really is that I'm due April 7th, and I don't really know if I want to begin the semester, because school ends in May, and she said, Keila, she said that if I go to full term, like if I go to April 7th, that I could miss 2 weeks, but I have to go back 2 weeks. So my thing is that, like, if I were to have a C-section or something where I can't physically go back to school, I don't want it to mess up my spot in the program.
Okay. Okay, well, first of all, how is your pregnancy? Is that healthy? Is everything going okay with that?
Yeah.
So you're feeling good and you're feeling okay?
Yeah, me and my boyfriend have been together for 3 years, so it's it wasn't necessarily planned, but we're happy about it, and we've gotten to that point where we're ready he's graduated so he can have a full-time job, but I think it's just like figuring out financials, I guess, too, and like with me in school all semester next semester, like I won't be able to work, I'll only be able to work part-time, so it's like saving enough and him having to pay bills, and then like that's kind of another thing. If I like work next semester and just work full-time until I have the baby, I can save enough, and then that way I have like the summer before school starts in August, and I'll be ready, because it's kind of like motherhood's obviously going to take me a second to get used to it. So it would give me some months to like get used to it before I have to go back into school.
I can imagine how all that must be a lot and stressful for you, especially while you're pregnant, obviously. So regarding your school, is there anyone you've talked to about if it for sure will mess up you in the program, or or is that kind of just what you're thinking, or do you kind of figure that it's going to mess up?
The problem is that next semester's practicum, so I have to have a certain amount of hours, and with me being at the end of my pregnancy, I'm going to be, huge working part-time, working practicum, and then having to go to class, so it's a lot on my body as well. And so like she gave me some options. She said that I could do practicum in the summer, which I have to pay for, which like at this point I can't really afford, because I have to save up for a baby. And then she said that she said that like I could try to finish it out, and if I can't finish it out, then basically go like absent, where I could finish out in the summer. I could finish the rest out, but I'd have to finish it in a certain amount of time. So like with me having the baby, and who knows if I'm going to have complications or a C-section where I can't physically do anything, I don't want to risk. I don't think it would necessarily risk my spot in the program, but I don't want like me to miss assignments or like me miss anything, to where like if some teachers aren't so understanding that like I would get a bad grade in a class, and then it messes my GPA up, and then I have to go get the GPA back up before I can start the program again, or I just don't want it, like, it's just kind of like a guessing game, like, do I try, or do I, like, just not, like, do I wing it and just do it? I don't know.
Okay. for you, this is, your pregnancy, your school. What do you think for you? What do you think would be the best option for you? Like,
I think sitting out is the best for myself. But I've like talked to my boyfriend, and he thinks that I should like just finish it out. But my concern is is that I'm going to be walking on campus, like waddling around, and then having to go do 20 plus hours of practicum a week, and then I'm probably not going to be able to work because I only work 20 hours a week anyways.
mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like having to prepare for a baby, and then with the workload, and then the practicum, and then like everything, which next semester would have to be practicum. Like I can't just sit out practicum. If it was just class, I think that I wouldn't have a problem with it. But because it's like practicum as well, that's kind of what's stressing me out. And so like that's why I'm kind of in the middle, because he thinks that I kind of should, but I feel like I don't want to do too much and like stress myself out and the baby
mm-hmm.
out to the point where like it's gonna put myself at harm and the baby at harm, or like I'm doing too much where I have the baby early, or like where it just adds more stress to the school aspect.
Okay. I think that you could definitely do both options, but for the benefit of like your health and your baby, I think sitting out, it seems like that would be the best way to go,
Mm-hmm.
just because, yeah, like what you said, like it's a risk. You never know what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Your pregnancy could go like very smooth and have it and come back to school
Mm-hmm.
a couple weeks, like it's all good, but then there could be some complications, and it could be a risk too, because you maybe won't be able to come back for a couple months or something
Mm-hmm.
if you have major surgery. But there are things like for if you have to stop going to school for a reason like that, they have like appeals that you can do. You can finish school with an incomplete rather than like failing.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's incomplete, and if you have a valid reason, like documentation, like you had a baby, they would probably excuse that,
Mm-hmm.
and you could just come back whenever you can and just finish right where you left off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly sure about the payment or how you pay for it, or if it would just be included in your financial aid already. So that definitely would need to be discussed with like a financial aid counselor for sure.
And it kind of is depending on that. Like it's not ideal. I don't want to sit out. Like I only have 3 more semesters, so like it's not like really where I want to be. But things happen, and it's like I feel like I should talk. First, I'm going to talk to my financial aid, and if it's where I can't, because I've already accepted my loans for next semester. So like if I do, like if it does come in the way where like I can't like unaccept those awards and give them back, and like it's gonna mess up where I have to pay it off in order to like begin my semester in August, then I'm just gonna toughen it out and do it. But it does really have to do with the financial aid, because I can't afford,
Mm-hmm.
to go to school for free. Like I can't pay for it on my own. So it's like I need that financial aid to kind of get through the rest of my schooling. But I think that the big thing is the financial aid, and like where's that, where that stands for next semester.
I think that's probably the main thing you should try to figure out for sure, because a lot of things are banking on that alone.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think if you did stay in school and try to go through the next semester, do you think you'd have enough support with your boyfriend or family to get through it? Like, would you be financially okay with, if you didn't work, would you be okay, like with everything, you're just going to school and just doing your practicum? Do you think you'd be able to function?
I think I would. I think that he would be able to make enough to where we could pay bills and stuff like that. I just think that I want to have that extra cushion, especially, and I think with the stress of school and then having a baby, because I get stressed out very easily, that it would just stress me out, like not feeling ready, and like I have to move out too. Like I live in a apartment with my roommate, and we'd have to move out, and me and Malcolm have to move out and to a 2-bed, and so like it's just not just really school and practicum and having a baby. It's moving out. It's like him finding a stable job. It's like it's a lot of stuff that it's like, do I risk that semester and have to worry about that? Because like I've got to put my priorities first, and I've always put school like number 1, but like I have to take care of myself as well. So I think it just gets in the way.
Okay. I guess a couple things I would think maybe. I think right now the best bet for you is maybe to, like, because even if you do take the semester off, I think that'll give you more time if you wanted the option to work somewhere. You wouldn't have to have school on top of work, so you could kind of, that would start helping you save money. You guys could, focus on getting a place and transitioning smoothly so you're not overwhelmed, because that alone for a person, even if you're not pregnant, is a lot of stress. And having to deal with the pregnancy, you don't want to have a bunch of stress like that on top of you while you're trying to, have a healthy baby. So I think, in my opinion, that taking some time off, because at the end of the day, you'll be able to come back. You'll be able to go back to school in the fall. You'll have the baby. Everything will be okay, and you can continue. I mean, it's one semester. I know it sounds, you don't want to do it, but you have. I think it'll be better for your health and the baby's health for sure to kind of just, especially you're late term pregnant. It's not like you're 2-3 months. You're gonna be like 8 months pregnant, walking around.
Exactly.
So I think that will be better for your health and your mind to not get you so stressed out. So some goals maybe. What do you think you want for yourself? Do you want to just kind of figure out?
I think I should start with financial aid, talk to financial aid, and then maybe come back and we can like really just continue to talk about it and figure out where I want to go from there.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I think we could keep having these sessions and keep talking about it and see where you're at and see what you kind of figured out and talk about more goals for you. Whatever you decide, we can kind of branch off those things and figure out where we go from there.
All right,
Does that
sounds
sound
great.
okay? Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.